Daryl Wolf, this is DocStar TV, and today we're going to be talking about something really special, and it's called Cellpower Hydrogen Vessel. Now, there's all different types of vessels out there, all types of elixirs, but understand something. Hydrogen is the most powerful molecule on this planet. Now, people will wonder, well, why is he bringing in something that's not a direct Doc of Detox product? Well, because when I see something that will truly alter and change the lives of those people that use this, because we are 99% water, because hydrogen is the smallest molecule and it can go anywhere in the body. And this is not even talking about anything else. Everybody knows that I believe that scar tissue is the biggest issue to actually aging, whether it's lesions in the brain, whether it's adhesions in your intestines, whether it's arthritis, whether it's a fibroid, whether it's a tumor, or how about this? Calcification. Calcification, when it wraps itself around the mitochondria, which is the powerhouse of the cell, it slows down the cell to 300 revolutions per second when it's supposed to be doing 2,500 revolutions. What if I told you that hydrogen is one of the most powerful things that you can put in your body? And what if I told you that Cellpower actually has 10,000 different frequencies? It has the frequency of the earth, the frequency of the sun, okay? And it creates more hydrogen than any other vessel that is a device for creating hydrogen. And guess what? You're in control. This is why I brought it on, because I believe that structured water is the most powerful water in the world for protecting you. You could run tap water through it, and you can structure that water and protect yourself. But now, how about taking that structured water that has the lowest surface tension, the best hydration, and then we add rocket fuel to it called hydrogen, which it is, and that's what the sun's made out of. That's where all our energy comes out of. But hydrogen actually helps to dissolve scar tissue. It actually helps to break up calcium deposits. Understand something, when I've got people, and I don't care what condition you're talking about, whether you're talking about Alzheimer's, diabetes, liver problems, bowel problems, even emotional problems, I'm telling you that we are going to unleash the power to heal, because guess what? Water delivers information. And understand something, hydrogen is about hydration. And no better person can I tell you than Dr. Carey to talk about this. We're doing it in two parts today. The first part, we're going to talk about hydrogen and its effect on the human body and why it is so important, okay? And the second part, we're going to be talking about Cellpower, which is the most advanced water vessel for creating frequency, light energy, and hydrogen. Hi, Dr. Carey.
Hello, thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate being here.
And we appreciate having you. So I'm going to just sit back and let you take it away. How's that?
Sounds great. Well, I loved your intro, and I want to just share, a little bit about why I'm using hydrogen as well. And it's for the reasons that you just heard. But in addition to that, really, my work is in the field of regenerative health, which I believe the root of regenerating the human body is cleaning the terrain. And really, detoxification is the first thing that I do. I own a clinic, Wise Wellness Clinic, as well as the Institute of Regenerative Health, and I train and certify regenerative health practitioners globally. So this is actually the primary thing that I am now using in all of my protocols, in my teachings with my practitioners around the world, because of what you're about to learn today. So I'm going to share my screen and just kind of get into molecular hydrogen for you. And molecular hydrogen, I call it the regenerative secrets of molecular hydrogen. So the reason why I love this is I believe that hydrogen not only is the smallest molecule in the world, but it has this intelligence that nothing can be matched to it. And it has the ability to just repair damage anywhere in the body that it sees that there's harm. And I'm going to get into all the deeper methodologies of how it works inside the body. But what I love the most is that it's essentially activating the body's wisdom. It really is activating what your body already knows how to do. And it is turning that that wisdom on. And I think what we see when we have dis-ease or, a lack of ease in the body, or we have symptomology, is because the cells have forgotten how to behave, or they've become damaged and they have lost their ability to self-regulate themselves. So what is molecular hydrogen? Molecular hydrogen is H2. It's a gas. It's a diatomic molecule composed of 2 hydrogen atoms. It's the most abundant molecule in the universe and plays a crucial role in many of our natural processes. Like you heard, the sun is 99% hydrogen. We are from hydrogen. There's hydrogen in our water. But molecular hydrogen is gaining a lot of attention for its advanced research and clinical results, to seeing it being able to reverse chronic illness. So when I merge these worlds of regenerative health and molecular hydrogen, what is that? Regenerative health is about allowing the body to self-repair. It's about getting to the root cause of an imbalance or an illness. So we're really rooted in reactivating the body's wisdom, which molecular hydrogen does. It's one of the most, in my opinion, the most supportive modality in the world to activate the inner wisdom of your body and of your cells and start repairing at the cellular level. And here is why. The human body is essentially 75 plus trillion cells and 2 major fluids. We have lots of fluids in the body, but 2 major fluids that are regulating the functions in our body. We have the blood system, which is feeding all of your glands and your organs, and we have the lymphatic system that is cleaning all of your glands and your organs. So every single cell in our bodies is impacted by the environment that surrounds the cell. I often say the environment that surrounds the cell is almost more important than the information that is contained within the cell. Our body is estimated to be 70% water. However, we actually know that every cell is over 99% water. So essentially, we're 99% water, like we just heard from Daryl, Doc of Detox. So what does water do in the body? And this is why I love hydrogen-rich water, because we're solving 2 problems inside the body. Number 1, water, chronic dehydration is one of the main reasons for systemic illness. As well as inflammation. So let's go into what water does and then what molecular hydrogen water can do. So water transports nutrients and oxygen to every single one of our cells, and the water in between the cells, as we know, is intracellular hydration. It's a major component of our blood, which carries nutrients to our cells, removes waste and byproducts from the body, and it aids in the conversion of food into energy. Water protects and provides cushioning to all of our vital organs, and without proper water intake, our body actually cannot receive nutrients, vitamins, minerals, etc. Most people are drinking water, yet they are not absorbing water. And part of this is because the environment that surrounds the cell, the water is not even coming in, or they're drinking the wrong water, or they're drinking contaminated water, which I think is a very important thing that we address. So in the regenerative health view, we believe that our bodies are naturally designed to detoxify, repair cellular damage, mitigate exposure to pathogens and chemicals. However, with modern times, we see that we're inundated with chemicals. Like I'm right outside, a bus just went by, right? What are we eating? What are we breathing? What are we drinking? What are we putting on our skin? These are the things that start to allow toxicity to infiltrate inside of our body, including things like EMFs, and we know all of the effect that that has on our nervous system and on our cellular system. So due to this increased exposure to byproducts that our body really was never meant to kind of interact with, we have an increased level of what's called reactive oxygen species that is being produced by our cells. Reactive oxygen species can be both harmful and beneficial. They are a byproduct of what's called cellular respiration, which means energy. ATP is produced through the process of cellular respiration. So our body takes basically glucose plus oxygen, and that equals energy, also known as ATP. The other thing it does is it produces ROS, reactive oxygen species. And the more stress the cell is introduced to, the higher the ROS are. And so when we have heightened levels of oxidative stress, what we have is the beginning of cellular decline, the beginning of cellular damage, advanced cellular aging, and this is the pathogenesis and the precursor to illness and dis-ease. So the way that molecular hydrogen supports regenerative health or regenerating your body, and including a really important piece, which we hear at Doc of Detox, obviously you guys support detox. The cells sometimes don't even know how to detoxify themselves because the cellular function is not working. So it works at what I call level 1 and level 2 of cellular detoxification. And what happens is it goes directly to the pathway, NRF2, which I'll go into deeper in a little bit. But hydrogen is the molecule that not only created all of life, but it has the ability to penetrate every cell and then upregulate the mitochondria of the cell. It's working directly with the engine. Imagine if you had a beautiful car, but there was no engine under the hood. It's useless, right? That cell cannot operate. So the mitochondria is the engine of the cell. So when we have overwhelming amounts of stressors from toxins, processed foods, EMFs, this starts to take down the engine of our cell. And what the molecular hydrogen is doing is working directly inside that mechanism to help upregulate it. So hydrogen has this unique ability to upregulate the mitochondrial function. It's the power plant of the cell, and a high ATP yields a high integrity cell. That means the cell membrane is going to be stronger. It means it's able to detoxify itself. One of my simplest way of saying it is just like we eat and poop, so do your cells. Your cells do the same, but they actually have to be able to activate their detox pathways. And molecular hydrogen aids in doing that. So some people, have you ever heard, as a practitioner, oh, I don't detox well? Well, this is part of this because the cellular capability and the integrity of the cell has been compromised. So in addition to being able to manage and balance ROS, reactive oxygen species, we reduce oxidative stress and we reduce inflammation as well. Hydrogen is like a miracle molecule that can balance and downregulate stressors, supporting the cell to healthy and normal function. So in addition, molecular hydrogen is also proven to upregulate my favorite pathway in the body, which is called the NRF2 pathway, which is the main pathway that protects the integrity of the cell. So a lot of people call molecular hydrogen an antioxidant, but that's not an actual correct statement, but it acts like a powerful antioxidant through these following pathways that I'm going to educate you on. So number one, these antioxidant properties. H2 acts as a selective antioxidant. It means it goes into the body and it says, where is the most damage? Who needs my help the most? And it actually goes right to that source and starts repairing and down-regulating the damaging free radical stress and reducing the oxidation in the body. So brilliant. And it's an intelligence that we could never engineer or even begin to understand. The other really powerful thing about this antioxidant-like property is it doesn't have the ability to down-regulate anything healthy. So even some herbs can be stressors in the body, but when it comes to hydrogen, it literally is not capable of causing harm, which is so amazing. Number two is anti-inflammatory effects. Molecular hydrogen, H2, may help to suppress inflammation, alleviating symptoms in inflammatory conditions. We know that inflammation is the first symptom before we get autoimmune or any sort of dis-ease in the body. It improves cognitive function, and a lot of preliminary research suggests that H2 may have a neuroprotective effect and could potentially benefit cognitive function. I use molecular hydrogen therapy with every patient that I have, but it's specifically ones with neurological disorders or on a higher dose of hydrogen. Cardiovascular support, H2 helps maintain cardiovascular health by reducing oxidative stress and improving blood flow and supporting healthy cholesterol. Now, we also see enhanced exercise performance, enhanced endurance, enhanced recovery, and it's simply because the mechanism in way it can go inside the cell, increase the energy of the cell, and increase its potential to repair itself. So we see every single part of the body being enhanced and improved because everything involves cells. Specifically, gastrointestinal health is one of the largest areas I've seen massive improvement, especially in the reversal and progression or reducing progression of autoimmune disease, as I like to say. And that's because it has a huge positive impact on our gut by reducing inflammation and helping balance the gut microbiome. Now, if you know a lot about the gut, you probably do, but 9 out of 10 signals go from the gut to the brain, and 1 of 10 goes from the brain to the gut. So this is another huge way in which molecular hydrogen is contributing to the regeneration of the human body. The upregulation of the NRF2 pathway is powerful. So this is one of the biggest things that I want to talk about is this NRF2 pathway is a cytoprotective pathway of the cell. It decreases inflammation. It also activates something called healthy gene expression. So it actually makes sure that the gene is expressing in a positive and healthy way. It activates the cell's ability to detoxify itself, and it also activates the cell's wisdom to be able to recognize damaged cells inside the body. So it says, hey, you're a bad cell, you're damaged. I need to either help you repair or you need to go through apoptosis, right? We need to have cell death and the birth of a new cell. And this is the brilliance of hydrogen, and this is the brilliance of this pathway. So by hydrogen activating this pathway, we improve every single cellular function in the entire body. So some people ask, how is molecular hydrogen different from H2O? Well, molecular hydrogen is composed of two hydrogen atoms that are bonded together, while water, H2O, is composed of basically the two hydrogens and an oxygen atom. However, it's essentially a mystery, right? How do two gases form a liquid? The chemical composition and the structure of the two molecules are very different, and the two hydrogens are not paired together with one oxygen like we think. Hydrogen is constantly moving, and it's an ion exchange, right, in the body. So this results in very distinct different properties and behaviors of the hydrogen. One is just pure molecular hydrogen, and the other is formed a liquid. So we are basically taking two things and merging them. We are taking water and making it hydrogen-rich water. So molecular hydrogen and water can have different benefits. Now, we know that H2 has gained a lot of attention for its antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties, but think about how much more powerful it is when it's bringing hydration with it. You could use molecular hydrogen gas therapy, which I do in my clinic. I have ventilators here as well. However, if the person is dehydrated, the cell cannot carry out the proper function. So I like that we kill two birds with one stone with molecular hydrogen-rich water. So water is essential for overall hydration and bodily functions, regulating our temperature, transporting nutrients, lubricating joints, supporting digestion, and flushing out waste. But both H2 and H2O are important. The specific benefits that they provide are very different. So we already went through what water does in the human body. So adding molecular hydrogen essentially enhances all of the benefits to human health. We basically take this selective antioxidant and it's bringing the water with it into the cell. And it basically, to me, what I like to explain it as is it's like carrying information inside the cell and saying, do you remember how to do this? I'm going to teach you how to activate your own wisdom again. And so by consuming hydrogen-rich water, most people experience increased antioxidant capacity. They have increased cognitive function, increased cellular function, and a reversal of a lot of different ailments, which we don't like to make scientific claims on these calls, but I have seen everything under the sun start to improve with the use of molecular hydrogen. So I really wanted to present essentially that molecular hydrogen and its unique capability to penetrate every cell, including your skin. If those of you that have a Cellpower bottle or don't have a Cellpower bottle have tried this, if you pour a little bit of the hydrogen water on your skin on one hand and rub it in, you will notice that within 30 seconds, that skin is softer. It's penetrating and repairing the skin. So this will be able to be used internally to drink on the skin. It's incredibly powerful for basically fixing the behavior of our cells when our cells have forgotten how to behave. So I wanted to give you that intro into molecular hydrogen and the promising future. And I also want to add one more piece of understanding that molecular hydrogen is in a very advanced area of research that is growing. It has been researched for, actually research all the way goes back to the 1930s. However, in the last 20, 30, 40 years, we've seen hydrogen research kicking up quite a lot because it is showing such a promising future for repairing the nervous system, for repairing cellular function, and all of the other benefits that I explained. But what is so special about us here with Cellpower Water, and I'm going to get into the bottle features after we have a little break here for Q&A, is one, that we have the inventor of our device is a genius, a scientist. Nuno Nina, who owns the Integrative Medicine Clinic in Portugal, is the inventor. He deeply understands hydrogen and how it works, and he has handcrafted every part of his device and has years of clinical experience. And I'll be explaining some of that clinical experience in our 3-part hydrogen-rich phase formula as well. And the last thing I want to say is that Dr. Tyler LeBaron, if you research any of the molecular hydrogen scientific studies, you're probably going to see his name on a lot of them. He's the lead research scientist in the world for molecular hydrogen. He also owns the Molecular Hydrogen Institute, which is a 501c3 nonprofit, just educating the world on hydrogen. And it has been so special to work with him along our side in Lumivitae and in Cellpower Water, because he met with Nuno and said he was so impressed with Nuno's knowledge and the quality of the device that we're producing that he has decided to help our board of education educate the world, and he's never aligned with a single company ever. So I wanted to provide that beautiful testament for you and understanding of hydrogen, and I'll take a pause to answer any questions that you might have.
Carrie, what I'd like to do, we only have a couple, and they're actually pertaining to actually purchasing or getting the Cellpower vessel. So let's just jump right into it, and I'll just add those on to the end, okay? And everybody that's on TikTok, everybody that's on Facebook, okay? Pardon? And also on Instagram, if you've got any questions, we will collect them and they will be answered at the end. And we'll also open up for anybody that came on the Zoom as well. Thank you, Carrie.
Yes, you're very welcome. So here is the Cellpower device. Like I mentioned, we are the best molecular hydrogen in the world. I say that with the utmost confidence. And it's because a lot of people don't understand hydrogen and how it works. First and foremost, people are producing cheap hydrogen bottles ranging anywhere from $30 to, could be $300. But the problem that we have is these are not scientists. These are not inventors. These are people that have caught wind that hydrogen is the next cool thing, and they are having a cheap producer make it for them. And this production of hydrogen and these cheap devices are producing harmful byproducts like arsenic, heavy metals, chlorine gas, and beyond. And people are drinking this thinking that they are doing well for their health. And so who we are at Lumivitae, our overarching company is called Lumivitae, which means light of life. But we are going to be the most advanced hydrogen company in the world. So think of the Apple of hydrogen is what we are. And what we are doing is we are setting the bar for education and integrity for the hydrogen industry that is booming right now. A lot of people are producing products that are not safe. And so we want to take a stand in that hydrogen education, the hydrogen comprehension, and the quality of devices to be regulated in this industry. Now, we have many very cool features about our bottle. So it starts with the lid. So we aren't just a molecular hydrogen bottle, we are a device. And Nuno Nina, as I mentioned, who is the inventor, he has not only invented dozens, well, hundreds of devices, I should say, but he also is one of the inventors of one of the most advanced biofeedback frequency devices in the world. And so he has a deep knowledge on frequency therapy, frequency-specific microcurrent, and beyond. Our lid contains frequencies in the lid. You can use these or you cannot use these. It's completely up to you. You can leave the lid without turning it on ever, or you can use frequencies every time you run your water if you want to. The first frequency is energy, and this is to go with Chinese medicine and the natural rhythms of our body, which means in the morning we recommend to use the energy cycle on 3 minutes for hydrogen because your body is naturally in a more oxidative state in the morning. You need less hydrogen in the morning as well. So 3 minutes on the energy. And if you have studied Pollad's work or Dr. Emoto, and you've heard of structured water, fourth phase water, right? Easy water, we all know about all this beautiful stuff. But water holds memory and it can be informed. And so the concept with our frequencies is that we are essentially informing the water in the energy cycle to have a higher electrical potential. So as it comes into our body on our cells, which we call hydrophilic water-loving surfaces, it is essentially having a higher electric potential to charge those cells in a greater manner, I should say. Recovery is just that. So like I mentioned, oxidation reduction, we need recovery. I recommend recovery after a workout. I also recommend it mid-afternoon, early evening, and if you're going to consume water before bed, it would be the recovery setting. I don't generally consume water right before bed. But recovery is the reduction side. It's informing the water to have a more reducing effect. And so those are our two main frequencies. And then the next one that we have is my favorite, which is Lumi Vitae, and it means light of life. And the Lumi Vitae is essentially mimicking the frequencies of the sun. Now, we know how important the sun is and morning sunlight to our vitality and our life force. And so this is essentially mimicking the electrochemical process of photosynthesis where light is converted into chemical energy. So the concept is that this, is essentially potentially creating more coherent and electrically charged water. So these frequencies are influencing the water in that way. Now, this is huge. This is the biggest difference. Well, everything about this bottle is different from the whole market because nobody has what we have. But this membrane, nobody has it in the world except for us because Nuno created it. Nuno Nina designed the proton exchange membrane. Basically, that is indestructible. The previously considered the strongest membrane in the world was called the DuPont. I have torn the DuPont in half with my own hands. Very easy to fall apart and disintegrate. In this membrane, I'm going to go through the electrolysis process with you, but it is the cheese. It's like the middle. It's basically like if you've heard of a cheesecloth to make almond milk, think of what's getting through that membrane. This membrane is what is deciphering what is getting through and what is not. And it also is the integrity of this membrane, is the longevity of this membrane is years and years and years because it is basically indestructible. Nuno said, this membrane isn't good enough. I have to make my own. And we have this very specific cavity separation that happens in the bottle. So when we go through a process of electrolysis, that's how we make molecular hydrogen. Essentially, very simply put, we're taking an electric charge to create a chemical change. That's it. And so the electrolysis is separating the hydrogen and the oxygen. And in the process of electrolysis, it produces more byproducts than just hydrogen or molecular hydrogen. And these byproducts need to be able to be released and not allowed through the membrane. That's what our membrane does. We also have a cavity separation and we have an efficient discharge system. There's a little tiny hole on the bottom of the bottle that is releasing any unwanted byproducts through its unique airway design. Now into our three-phase rich formula, which is really what makes our hydrogen different. A lot of people in the industry think more hydrogen is better, but it's not actually the case. It's like too much of anything, you can't really use it. It's just an overabundance. So we have to be careful that we're not just looking for the highest level of hydrogen, but that we're looking for a balanced ratio with these three ratios. Now, this pH, RH2, and ORP ratio was really discovered and scientifically studied by Nuno in his clinic with his patients by measuring basically their results on a device that he helped invent called the BTA, the Bioenergetic Terrain Analysis. And the BTA is able to take urine, saliva, and blood and basically measure your mitochondrial function, your absorption rate, your kidney energy, what terrain balance you have, if you're in a good balance or if you're in a disease state. And it was in the following ratios that I'm about to educate you on that he noticed that the molecular hydrogen had the most effect inside of the body. So anything above 0.5 parts per million is considered to be therapeutic molecular hydrogen. Our device produces between 1.2 and 1.6 parts per million, and also, but in this therapeutic ratio. So pH is important. This is parts hydrogen or potential for hydrogen. And we know that the balance of our pH is very important to human health overall. In normal water ionizers, in attempt to produce molecular hydrogen, what they made was alkaline water because the process of electrolysis raised the pH of the water and made it alkaline. So then we started saying, everybody drink alkaline water, but alkaline water is actually not great for our guts at all and actually destroys the gut microbiome. And so it's very difficult to maintain pH in electrolysis. And Nuno has accomplished what is supposed to be impossible. And he's maintained the pH. So the water that you put in this bottle, say you use a spring water that's a pH of 6, you get a pH of 6 out. Nothing changes. And that's because we have a very low voltage of 2.3. That voltage is helping maintain the pH, and it's also helping not produce lots of harmful byproducts. Now, next to that is the RH2 and the ORP. ORP means oxidation reduction potential. If the ORP reading is positive, that means the substance will oxidize. We don't want oxidation. We have enough of it, right? We have enough stress in our lives. But a negative ORP means the substance can reduce. And so our ORP ranges are negative 600 to negative 400. And this means that the quality of the water, this is what is essentially making it have a more reductive effect inside the body. And this specific ratio is where Nuno found to be kind of the magic zone for hydrogen. Now, we want this reducing agent. Now, the next thing that helps with this reducing agent is what's called RH2. And this is known as like the electrical potential. It's measuring the number of electrons in the water. So it is basically determining the electrical potential of the water, but also the balance between oxidants and reductants. And again, this less than 8 number is where Nuno found the magic zone for hydrogen, which is what makes our 3-phase formula so unique and have more advanced effects inside of the human body. So let's just walk you through really fast. Actually, this one's not going to play, so that's okay. So basically, when electrolysis is happening, you have the anode and the cathode. The hydrogen is going to the cathode and the oxygen is going to the anode. And in between, we have our membrane, and only the hydrogen is getting through that membrane. And then the hydrogen molecules come together to form H2 gas on the other side. Now, last but not least, the base has these magnetic field of the earth, basically meticulously designed and crafted magnets that Nuno has, of course, designed to mimic the magnetic field of the earth is in the base. And the concept here is it goes with Chinese medicine. So Chinese medicine believes that there's this vital force to the earth. I think we all know that the earth is powerful. And so in theory, our magnetic field of the earth is informing the water to have a higher vitality, a higher life force, a higher essentially magnetism to it. So that is our earth in a bottle right here. We have the Cellpower bottle. And the concept here with Lumivite, with Cellpower water, is that we have taken ancient water, what used to be in our water, and we have brought it to the present moment with futuristic science. So 2,000 years ago, would we have needed molecular hydrogen water? The answer is no. We didn't have this level of toxicity, pollutants, oxidation, stress, harm to the body, but we do have a need now to bring this wisdom of this water back. And so this is Nuno's actual mission, is to help people have the ultimate human experience. And I can't think of anything better than merging basically molecular hydrogen and hydration together. And so everyone drinks water. Even your clients or your patients that don't want to change their diet, they drink water. So if you can change all of the water that they're drinking to molecular hydrogen water, we can increase the vitality and the life force of everyone that is consuming from our device. All right. Do you want me to go right into Q&A? So the best way to get the device, and you want me to go over the company stuff for you?
Yes, you can. That's fine. And then I'll also be showing them, I can show them the links that we have as well when we're done. For everybody, just know this. If you want to order the Cellpower, this will be the link if you want to take a picture of it. And then those of you that want more information on getting an affiliate link, because it's something you want to get involved in because you've always wanted to be involved in something to do with water, and when it's going to be like this potential, or you're already in the health business. But I'll let you take it away, Carrie, and you can tell them all the other things if they would like to get more information, where to go, or about other trainings. How's that? And then we'll answer the questions. And just know, everybody, if you've got questions, send them in right now. from TikTok, from Instagram, from Facebook, okay? And from Zoom, of course, but we're going to open up the Zoom. Okay, thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. So, yes, what we are at Lumivite. So Lumivite just has an incredible affiliate plan. Their mission really is to spread this across the globe. And what that entails is every bottle that you share, you get an affiliate kickback from. So it's really, really simple. It's free to become an affiliate. Once you purchase your bottle, you can become an affiliate. There is no minimums, there is no monthlies, there is no non-competes, none of that. It is just a very straightforward, incredible company that's really on a mission to change the industry of network marketing, first of all, and be more of just a generous affiliate compensation plan. So myself as a practitioner, as I have been in clinical business for so long, we know that we only have so much time, right? And our time is very valuable. We can only meet with so many people at a time. And so that can be quite difficult when it comes to being able to maximize your income. And so through this affiliate plan, every time you share a device with somebody, you make €100, which is about 125 US dollars, whatever the exchange is happening at that time. So each time you share a bottle, you make about €125, just direct. It's just directly deposited into your little account, and then they do payouts. If you have become an affiliate and you have somebody else that says, oh my God, the bottle sells itself because you're always turning it on an airplane or you're in a restaurant or whatever, then people are always asking about it. So say you sell it to a client and they say, my mom wants to get one, my sister wants to get one. You can either use your link, of course, but incentivizing them to affiliate. Every time somebody affiliates with you, you make an additional €20 or about 25 US dollars. All the way down. So that's levels 1, levels 2, and levels 3. So that's the affiliate model. Goes down 3 levels. You make €20 on each level. Very, very easy. After you have made $2,000 in commissionable volume, it opens up level 4. So then you are earning income down 4 layers, and then you can open up level 5, 6, 7, and 8. So our compensation plan actually does go down 8 levels as you open up and unlock these other levels. And we also do a shared pool bonus. So of all of the profits that are happening in the company get divided up in what we call profit share pool. And there's a 3% profit share that is divided up amongst all of the beautiful affiliate partners. So it's really straightforward. It's a really special opportunity to build another stream of income, but with integrity and with something that's really, truly transforming the planet and transforming human health. So that is how simple our compensation plan is. I do have a compensation plan video that goes deeper and dives into those details. I can put it in the chat when I'm done speaking. But the level of support that's here it's huge. I'm the Director of Medicine and Science in Lumivite, and I'm also on the Board of Education. Dr. Michelle Patrick is also Head of Education. You have both of us supporting and leading the field with lots of educational calls. We have weekly trainings and opportunity calls, as well as we right now even have an entire 88-day training program that is all free for yourself and for anybody that comes into the business. So there is no lack of support here at all. And for example, I just got done leading an open call for the field on autoimmune and molecular hydrogen. And those are calls and things that you can leverage and bring people to. And then we refer them back to you to use your link and to get connected with you to purchase.
Just so everybody knows, just so that everybody knows, thank you, Carrie. We will be also doing a meeting next Monday night, which is the 8th. It will be 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. If you're a practitioner and you want to go deeper, okay, or you're somebody that just wants to go deeper, you can call and get the link from our office. Just call our 800 number. That's 855-900-4544, okay? Extension 0, and they will give you the link if you want to go deeper with Carrie next Monday night. Okay, and Carrie, is there anything else you want to say, or should I ask some of the questions.
You can go into questions. I think I'm good. I would just say it's been amazing. It's been absolutely amazing to see the differences. I have the BTA device in my clinic. So I will tell you, I'm seeing the clinical results with the molecular hydrogen. And what I'm noticing is that the phase of detox that I have to keep my patients in is significantly shorter. I'm getting results a lot faster. I'm also seeing increased absorption rates, which means that they're actually absorbing the supplements and the products that we're giving them, which is huge because a lot of problems that we have is the gut biome isn't doing well. The cells aren't bringing in the herbal supports and the things that we're providing. So I'm basically seeing this speed everything up and increase the money that they are spending on our protocols. So it's been amazing to see, and also to see the terrain change. I actually have been monitoring a patient on my BTA device that won't change their diet. They just won't do it. And I said, okay, fine. Then you will be my test bunny for just hydrogen alone, molecular hydrogen alone. And so all he's changed is molecular hydrogen water. He's done 6 bottles a day of molecular hydrogen water. And we've seen a 38% increase in his mitochondrial function. And his terrain went from a bad balance, like he was outside the range, to discrete imbalance just with the hydrogen alone. So I'm seeing a lot of changes clinically, and I'm really, really, really impressed.
That's absolutely the reason why, it's the main reason why I brought this on. Because if you want your nutraceuticals to work better, if you want everything to work better, if you want to get more out of your food, if you want to absorb more nutrition, if you want to have better bowel movements, if you want better everything, and that's the reality, and I can say it without putting my reputation on the line because all the science is there to prove it. I'm going to answer the first question, then I'm going to pass it over. Somebody's saying, well, if I have a structured water unit, because the structured water unit, most people don't understand, but it's called 4th phase water. And with a structure unit, I tell people that, I travel the world. I don't buy bottled water. I'll take it right from the tap. I'll structure it. But then my structured water goes right into the Cellpower, vessel. And then if I want to add my black diamond to it, or my Ormus minerals, or I want to add something else to it, I will just pour that into another container and put that on and leave the lid on. As long as you have the lid on, how long is it good for, Carrie?
So technically speaking, it's suggested to drink your water within 30 minutes. However, with the lid on, we have still seen very high levels of hydrogen within 24 hours. So the goal is, to be honest, the reason why the bottles are this size is for 2 reasons. One, we want you to drink the whole thing in one sitting. We don't want you to sip your hydrogen water because you need a therapeutic level. So I open this, I literally shoot the water, and your body can only absorb about 8 to 10 ounces of water at a time every 30 minutes without really pushing that envelope of the cell. And so it's intelligently designed to be this size so you can take the water back in one go, because that's what's going to have the therapeutic level of hydrogen that's going to be above that 0.5 parts per million versus drinking a little sip, a little sip, a little sip. We aren't getting to therapeutic levels. So that's my long answer to that.
What is the name of the inventor again, please?
Nuno Nina.
Can you actually spell it out?
Yeah, NUNO NINA. And he has also developed the time waiver device, also which I have in my clinic. He can see frequency and vibration, like I mentioned. So it's very interesting to see how his brain works, how he sees how things come together and work. And he's so committed to the quality that you aren't going to find anything else like this in the world.
All right, next question. How many liters before replacing any parts on the unit?
So the bottle has an automatic 2-year warranty on all parts. However, the oldest Cellpower bottle is 7 years old and it's still running. So there may be a part replacement. Now, I will say that the type of water that you use is going to change the integrity and the length and the lifespan of your bottle. So if you have water that has really high dissolved solids, like total dissolved solids are 100, 200, 300, those minerals will deposit and start to coat up the electrodes. So I do recommend watching the TDS of the water, and that's going to improve the lifespan of your bottle. So that I recommend the TDS, the total dissolved solids, to be under 60 if possible.
So watch out for well water.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, well water is too high. We want those total dissolved solids to be lower. I have an entire best water for your digestive system practices that you can look at. It's a short video. But the two things that are going to be in not having too high of mineral content water. Also, I recommend the water is clean because you can produce more byproducts the less clean the water is. Now, number 3 is cleaning your bottle maintenance. If you start to see, oh, it doesn't look like I have as many hydrogen bubbles, this is a sign that your bottle needs to be maintained and cleaned. So the way to clean it is quite easy. You can take this all apart, like this is the lid, and the base can never touch soap, ever. The lid and the base can never touch soap. The middle cylinder can be washed with soap and water, no problem. The lid and the base cannot. So the way that you clean the membrane that's down here and the electrodes is take boiling water, put it in your bottle, and add either citric acid powder, food grade citric acid powder, and or lemon juice, no pulp, and keep the lid off and run a 9-minute cycle. There's a 3-minute, a 6-minute, and a 9-minute cycle on your bottle. The 3-minute is for the energy settings and the Lumi Vitae settings. The 6-minute is for the recovery. And I often run the 6-minute all day long without frequencies. Sometimes I just want hydrogen water. I don't always want frequencies. The 9-minute is because this device, when I tip it upside down, actually unscrews. You can see this. And it screws onto a larger device where you can make, say, like the Evian bottle actually works the best. It fits perfectly. You can do a 9-minute cycle and send your kiddos out the door with hydrogen water, which is really, really cool.
That's fantastic. Now they've actually got, if after you do that and you pour that in the bottle, if you actually put in, let's say, Black Diamond or Beyond Ormus Minerals, they've got the most powerful electrolyte drink you can take. And that's it. If you want to put a little bit of flavor in there, you can do it for them, whether it's essential oil of orange or lemon or just a little bit of cinnamon. Guess what? That's called a high-powered electrolyte drink.
Absolutely. And I love that we don't have to send our kids out the door with an expensive device, right? We can actually just send them out the door with an Evian bottle that has lots of hydrogen to it. But for cleaning your bottle, we don't recommend running the 9-minute cycle with the lid on. You need the lid off with hot water. The pressure will be too high. So lid off, boiling water with food grade citric acid, run a 9-minute cycle. You could do that once a day and keep it really clean. But what I recommend is at least twice a week. So the second way to do it as well, and I have a video on this also, is to just put boiling water in it and put the food grade citric acid in it and let it soak overnight. Just let it sit while you're sleeping. Then in the morning, rinse it out, shake it out, run a 9-minute cycle with the lid off, discard the water, you're good to go. And so doing that twice a week will keep your electrodes from getting coated up with minerals that can get hardened and stuck to the electrodes, and also keeps the membrane clean. And this will increase the longevity of your bottle and the need to replace things on your bottle.
Excellent. Okay. So another question. Well, it's not really a question. Other bottles are claiming they have SPE and PEM.
PEM is PEM membrane. That's proton exchange membrane. They all have a membrane. As to what quality.
Dang.
Right? What is the quality of the membrane? Because right now I'll tell you the highest quality membrane in the world is ours, and it's only for our company. Nobody else has it. The second highest quality is the DuPont, which I've torn in half and seen basically after any hot water or anything, it just starts to disintegrate. And the DuPont is very expensive. So there's a lot of companies that are claiming to have the DuPont, but it would be impossible at their price point because the membrane itself costs more than they're charging for the bottle. So that would be my response to that.
I know, and if I can say this, Dr. Carey, you know, I have people going, well, I've seen bottles that are a lot less expensive, and I go, yeah, in this case, you're actually getting what you pay for.
100%.
Yeah, they haven't done their research yet. Everybody jumps to the price. Well, guess what? it'll jump on you if you don't do your homework.
Yeah.
The next question is, where do I order? From Jose. Jose, it's right here, okay? This is the link right here if you want to order. If you have trouble, let me just get this out of the way, okay? If you have trouble there, that's better, thank you. If everybody wants to take a shot of that or with your phone, then you'll know it. If you have trouble doing this, then all you got to do is go to store.docofdetox.com, okay? And the information's in there if you type in Cellpower. And at the same point, I just want to do this for Kim. Kim, there's the affiliate link, okay, that you were asking about. Can you bring that up for me, Rafa? So if you want to take a picture of that, that's the affiliate link. If you want to become an affiliate member, otherwise purchase and then get involved. Thank you. Next question. Here we go. I heard you say this, and I don't believe it because everybody says that drinking alkaline water is the most healthiest thing that you can do. I'm with a company, and I bought a unit that also makes hydrogen, and I drink 9.5 pH. What is your science behind telling us that alkaline water is not what we need?
Yeah. This is a hard topic because everybody's doing the best that they know how to with the information that they're presented with, right? And so, and then investing in a device that's very, very expensive. I'm pretty sure I know what device you're talking about. This is one, clinical research, and two, understanding the pH of our human body. So through all my clinical research, all of my patients that come in here with terrible UTIs, gut dysbiosis, gut issues, poor digestion, brain fog, fatigue, they're always on Kangen water or alkaline water. And it's unfortunate because we all think we're doing something very well for ourselves, but your cellular pH needs to stay in a range of 6.8 to 7.4. It cannot vary or alter. So a 9.5, a 10.5, I've even heard of people drinking 11 pH is not the right chemistry for our cell to bring in. It also is so overly alkaline that we're destroying our gut biome, which is a 2.4 acid. We need between a 1.8 to a 2.4 acidic ratio to be maintained in our gut. So the more alkaline we make the gut, the more we weaken our hydrochloric acid and our gastric glands. And in addition to that, even the very action of peristalsis in the GI tract is regulated by the acid environment inside the gut. So if our gut gets too alkaline, we start to see chronic constipation. We start to see not being able to break your food down properly. And it is kind of a slippery slope. So the alkaline water was birthed by the attempt to make hydrogen. That was the point, was they knew molecular hydrogen was therapeutic. And through that process of electrolysis, they weren't able to maintain pH like we were. So that's the difference there. Is the goal was molecular hydrogen, but the result was alkaline water.
What is the best way to obtain the proper pH water to put in Cellpower? Does Structure Water Unit help with this? First of all, structuring water helps you to protect you against everything that's harmful in it. It also lowers the surface tension. If anything, it's going to help take the weight off the Cellpower. But understand something. When it comes to the pH of the water you drink, there's no one to answer this question better than Dr. Carey, and I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah, this was actually really difficult for me because as a regenerative health practitioner, I've always thought, alkaline forming foods is what we're looking for, and it is. But when it comes to water, I had to really wrap my head around having a lower pH water too. And what I saw was really amazing clinical results and really amazing digestive results for myself included. So the pH that we recommend is pH in your water, but at least under 7. Now, there's a great website called findyourspring.com if you're in the United States, and this will tell you your local spring, the pH, and the TDS of that water. The other options are to, we don't believe in distilled water because it is dead water, but however, if you have like an RO system on your house, you can remineralize that water. We will have minerals coming down the pipeline, or you maybe have access to some already to remineralize that water, but you don't want it to go above 60 parts per million. So the best bottled waters that I have found, if you are looking to purchase a bottle, is Trader Joe's. If you have a Trader Joe's in your state, has a New Zealand spring water that the pH is 6.8 and the TDS is 57. It's practically a perfect water. There's a few others that I can put together on a list that can be ordered by the gallon or the 5-gallon, which is beautiful spring water as well. Trying to remember, it's like Crystal Blue, I think, is another one. And then Crystal Geyser is hit or miss on the mineral levels. Sometimes it's in the 60s and sometimes it tests for me in the hundreds. Voss water is pretty consistent. Luso is always perfect, but it's mostly only available in Europe. Luso water. So there are several waters that are best for this bottle, but I will tell you that we will have a solution coming to have the perfect water. It's just not out quite yet. So we're starting with our device and then we're working on those other solutions to help you get the right pH. It'll actually be a kit that will be helping you balance the pH and the minerals of the water.
And just so everybody knows, take a look if you're new. Take a look at our Beyond Ormus minerals and look at the science. We have the highest electrical charge of any trace minerals, and they're as pure as you can find. And most trace mineral products out there are actually heavy in heavy metals. There's one of the biggest trace mineral producers. Their product is so high in mercury that I don't know how they even sell it. Okay. Can a person make tea with water from this vessel?
Yes. Yes, and that's the beauty of the membrane that we have. We are the only molecular hydrogen device in the world that can handle 100 degrees Celsius on the membrane, which is, I can't remember the Fahrenheit, but it's boiling water essentially. So you can make the hydrogen water first with boiling water. I would open the lid and do the 9-minute cycle. So 9 minutes, and then don't put your tea bag in here. Convert it to a closed lid container. So basically let the hydrogen process run and then convert your hydrogen water into a closed container, put your tea bag in it, and you can consume. So you can drink tea. Otherwise, if you leave the lid off the whole time after the hydrogen process, it is a gas. It will escape. You won't be getting as much therapeutic hydrogen, but yes, you can drink tea with our water.
All right, everyone. So the last thing that's said here is that Shelley from TikTok, such great information. Thank you, Dr. Carey. And just know that if you want to be on, we're going to be taking a bit of a deeper slant, and we're going to be doing just a deeper dive on hydrogen water and also on the Cellpower if you're interested. 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time this coming Monday night. And if you want to get the link, like I said, just call 0 on the 800 number on docofdetox.com, and we will welcome you on. And then, but first, is there anybody on the Zoom that came on today? Can we open and see if there's anybody that has a question before we end this? And one last thing. Oh, I missed the links. Well, they're right here. So can we show that one more time? This is the link if you want to become an affiliate partner, if you want to get involved because that's your passion. And if not, if you're just interested in purchasing, then this is the link here. And if you're having trouble and you don't understand how to work links or do that, just go to store.docofdetox.com and type in Cellpower. Dr. Carey?
I just want to say thank you so much for having me, and I'm really excited to have you bring this to your practitioners in your community, because I really truly believe in what we're doing and how much we're going to be able to transform health of humanity. Yeah.
Absolutely, and I want to thank you for coming on, and this is great. You know, and it's really the truth. I really believe that we have some of the best nutraceuticals in the world. I've been at this for 40 years, but what people do not understand is that if I can find something that you're going to have to spend less money, and actually that would be spending less money with me, but getting more out of our products. that would be the deal. And I want to thank everybody for joining me today. And just remember something, everybody. We're stronger when we come together with unconditional love and care for each other. God bless.
Bye, thank you.